I'm going to show you how to use Amazon FBA to make $100,000 per year in passive income. And selling on Amazon is the biggest opportunity right now to build your own passive income business. And let's talk about why you should sell on Amazon and why this is such a big opportunity. Well, first off, retail e-commerce sales are growing like crazy. Last year, there was over $6.3 trillion spent online in the world. This year, it's projected to increase to $6.8 trillion. That's a lot of money that people are spending online. And the number of people that are buying things online is growing like crazy. In the last 5 years, the number of people that buy things on the internet has grown by 40%. So this is a growing space. This is something that you should definitely start doing because more and more people are going to be buying things online in the future. And right now is the perfect time to do it. And here's a fact. In the United States, around 50% of all online sales happen on Amazon.com. So if more and more people are buying things online, and most of the people that buy things online are buying it on Amazon, then selling on Amazon makes a lot of sense. And last year, there was over $574 billion spent on Amazon.com. And that number is growing every single year. It's projected to be around $600 billion this year. And Amazon worldwide has over 300 million Prime customers. In the United States alone, there's over 180 million people that are Prime customers. That's people that pay money to Amazon in order to be able to buy things off Amazon and get faster shipping. So Amazon has spent billions of dollars in marketing to get customers to their website. And now that they have all these customers, they allow you to sell products on their website. So it's a no-brainer. You want to sell products where people are going to buy products. And 2/3 of all the sales that happen on Amazon are from third-party sellers. Third-party sellers are people like you and me that sell our products on Amazon's marketplace. A lot of people think that all the products being sold on Amazon are big companies or are Amazon themselves selling the product. It's not true. You can sell on Amazon, you can make a ton of money, and the amount of money being spent on Amazon is growing every single year. And a lot of people come up to me and they ask, is it too late to sell on Amazon? Is this opportunity dead? And every single year, people are scared that it's too late. I'm here to tell you, it's not too late to start your Amazon business. In fact, it's the perfect time. We're at an influx point where things are just beginning to take off. 43% of all sellers make over $100,000 per year. That's over 400,000 sellers that make over $100,000. Obviously, this is a huge opportunity. And in this video, we're gonna be showing you how to do this. Like, I have a proven system. We call it the Passion Product Formula. I'm gonna share this exactly with you what it is. It's a proven system that has repeatedly made me products and businesses that do over $100,000 per year. I've taught this to students. I'm gonna show you some students I've taught to. It makes them over $100,000 per year. This is a system. This is a step-by-step formula. And I'm gonna show you guys a preview of what this looks like so you can learn. Now, at the end of this whole presentation, I do have a training program. I have 10 spots available for a training program. So if you are interested in learning more in depth from me, how to sell on Amazon, I'll talk about that later in this, but I'm gonna show you guys first how this system works. And then if you guys wanna apply for one of those 10 spots, I'll show you how to do that at the end of this. So this is what I'm gonna share with you right now. First, 5 steps on how you can create a $100,000 a year passive income business. And my goal is for you to be able to do this in 6 months or less. Next is how to launch your product on Amazon. And then number 3 is how to 100% guarantee success. I'm gonna give you the formula, but then at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you how you can actually guarantee that it's gonna work for you, because you can give, like, a lot of people have the formula on how to do things. For instance, I can tell you how to lose weight, eat less calories, burn more calories, but I can't guarantee you're gonna be successful necessarily. However, with this and selling products on Amazon, I'm gonna show you guys my 5 steps at the end that actually guarantee success. So first we're gonna go over the formula, and then I'm gonna show you how you can make sure that the formula is gonna work for you. So a little bit about me. If you don't know, my name is Travis. I've done over $7 million in sales. I've launched a ton of different products on Amazon. I've had a ton of different online businesses. We're actually launching a bunch of new businesses right now. So I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for over 8 years. This is a proven formula. So the question you might have is, how should you create an online business? Everybody wants to make money online. Everyone wants to do that. Everyone wants to create passive income businesses. And there's a lot of different ways to do it. But what is the best way? And I'm gonna show you the best way. And I know this is the best way because it's worked for me. It's worked for other people. I've tried a lot of different things. And this is by far the best way that I've seen to make a legitimate passive income business. And so we've perfected what we call the passion product formula. Let me show you what this formula is. First, you create an idea. You find an idea for a product that you wanna launch. Then you brand that idea. You create a brand around it. I'll talk about why we do this later. Optional, if you don't have a lot of money, you can crowdfund. This means that basically people are gonna pay you for your product before you spend any money on your business. So even if you have $0, the passion product formula can work for you as long as you do the crowdfunding step. This is optional though. I don't always do this. I launched a business recently and we skipped crowdfunding. Next up is to manufacture your product. And we'll talk about how to find manufacturers and that whole process. Last is launch it on Amazon. We're gonna talk about all this really quickly. And let's talk about the benefits of this way of making money. So a regular job, you're working 40 to 60 hours a week. You have a boss telling you what time to come into work, when you can take vacation. You don't have freedom. Most people that work in a regular job, they have to live in a certain location. They can't travel, they can't work abroad. Now, with Passion Product Formula and selling products on Amazon, what I'm telling you is you can create a business and work 4 to 6 hours a week just to maintain your business. And honestly, you can probably even work less than that if you hire people to run the business for you. We'll talk about that later, but the other thing about a regular job, and I think I'll get into this later, is a regular job, you're kind of capped at how much money you're making. When you're selling on Amazon, when you are a business owner, you can make unlimited amount of money. And I'll talk about this later, but last year I made over $1 million in 1 year. And that's not possible for most regular jobs. And look, I mean this is in humble of a way as possible, but that was crazy to me to make $1 million last year. And I didn't work that much time. So my question to you is, can you spend 4 to 6 hours a week to create a money-making machine? And that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's only gonna take you 4 to 6 hours a week, for maybe a few months in order to be able to launch this business. And if you can do this, I can pretty much guarantee you'll have success. And let me give you the formula for success. So step one, first we need to find your product, find your Amazon product. And Amazon.com is just a search engine. People go to Amazon and they search right up here what they want to buy. And if you can find out what people are searching for in Amazon, you win. You win the game. And you can do this using a tool called Helium 10. And with Helium 10, let me show you really quick. You go to this magnet tool, type in whatever you want to see how much it's being searched for on Amazon, and it will show you how much it's being searched for on Amazon, as well as how much all these related things are. And since we can see that all these different related things are being searched a bunch, we can make a product for those searches. I'm gonna give you guys an example right now. So with carnivore electrolytes, I saw that over 4,000 people per month were searching for this, and yet there was no products being sold on Amazon. So I saw that this was a really big opportunity. And so there's two principles that we're gonna be following when we're looking for a product to sell. One, we want it to have search volume. We want a lot of people to be searching for it. And two, we want there to be low to no competition, ideally no competition. Carnivore electrolytes didn't have any competition. So with this example, I saw that over 4,000 people per month were searching for carnivore electrolytes. Actually, I think at first it was only 2,000 people per month, but now it's up to 4,000. It's a growing trend. That's another thing. Ideally, you wanna find a product that's a growing trend. And I saw that there was no competition. What did? We created this product. And now this product, in the last 30 days, it's done over $28,000 in sales. And that's the power of using the passion product formula. That's the power of knowing how to properly sell on Amazon. Again, find products people are looking for, make the product, and you can make a ton of money. And this is something that I go into much more depth about in the Amazon FBA training program. Again, I'll be talking about that more later in this video. Obviously, there's many more steps in order to find a product, but that's the overview. It's actually not that complicated. So step two, we need to create a brand for our product. And let's do some examples here. So here's some pretty boring products. Now, what happens if we add a brand? So shoes become these Nike shoes. These are like $10 shoes, $20 shoes. These are $150 shoes. This book here, I don't know, 10 bucks. This is $35. This is one of the products that I partnered with a student on. This was AJ. He did $500,000 in sales in his first year launching cocktail cards. Here's some regular peanut butter. I don't know, charge $3 for this. This was my first passion product. I'll talk about this later in this video. My first passion product that I launched on Amazon. Guess how much we charged for this? $27.99. It's 10 ounces. So this is probably like a 16-ounce jar of peanut butter. This is 10 ounces, but our product was premium, it was branded, and it allowed us to be able to charge more money. So with carnivore electrolytes, a normal bucket of electrolytes, I don't know, what could you charge for this? $8, $10? This product over here, we're charging $34.99. Almost the same product, but we branded it properly and we tweaked the formula a little bit as well. But you can see, if you know how to properly create a brand, it allows you to sell your product at a very premium price, get more sales, get more profit. And again, I go in depth in this training program I'll be talking about later, the Passion Product Formula. I go in depth on that, showing you guys how to brand a product. There's a lot of theory behind it. There's color theory, there's different ideas of how to create a following. There's a lot to branding, but it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. There is a formula that you can follow on how to create a successful brand. Step 3 is optional. So if you don't have a lot of money, if you have $0 and you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to afford to create an Amazon business, crowdfunding is for you. With my first passion product, Performance Nut Butter, I raised over $14,000 in pre-sales. So that's before I did my manufacturing run. That's before I spent almost any money on this business. Now, what's even crazier is this is AJ. We partnered on cocktail cards. He didn't have any money. He lost his job during the pandemic. He didn't know how he was gonna be able to pay his rent. He joined my program and I partnered with him on this product. And that's something for people that join my Amazon training program. I will actually partner with some students, not every student, but certain students, I'll partner with them. Like, if someone has a really good idea, they're working really hard, they show potential, I partner with them. And AJ, I partnered with him on this. And I taught him this method, and he did $107,000 in pre-sales. He didn't have any money to spend on his business. He did that with pretty much $0. So after you have your idea, you've branded your product, it's time to manufacture your product. And here's a top secret, finding a manufacturer is easy. This step holds so many people back. So many people I talk to are like, oh, I've got a really cool idea, but how do I manufacture it? And I laugh when people tell me that because I know the secret that it's actually easy to find a manufacturer in 2024, 2025. It's easy to find a manufacturer. And I actually have a complete checklist, a manufacturer checklist in the training program. And this checklist, I'm only showing you guys a little bit here, but it's 25 different things that you can go through when you're looking for a manufacturer to guarantee that you'll find a good manufacturer. And when looking for a manufacturer, there's different websites you can go to. Alibaba.com, especially if you're looking to get a manufacturer overseas in places like China or India. Thomasnet.com, if you're looking to get a manufacturer in the United States. And honestly, Google. You can use Google to find manufacturers in the US and in Europe, but Alibaba.com makes it so easy. All you have to do is go to Alibaba.com's website, search what you're looking for. For instance, if I was looking for flashcards, I would type that in, hit enter, and then from there, it gives us a list of manufacturers. And we go through those manufacturers, we can contact them, and it's very easy to basically get our product made overseas. Again, all this stuff I go into much more depth about in the training program. I'm just giving you guys a quick overview right now. You can even find manufacturers locally. This is me. This was my first, the nut butter manufacturer right here. Step 5 is to launch on Amazon. And so this is for carnivore electrolytes. This was day 1. We did 33 sales, over $560 in sales. And that's one of the keys when you're launching a product on Amazon, your goal is to get as many sales as possible from day 1. Now you can see, let's go, our peak day was over $1,600. Now we're doing close to around $1,000 in sales per day. So yeah, I mean, you can see when you launch and then it just grows and grows and grows. And that's the key to a good launch is you want to get as many sales as possible from day 1. Then you want to start getting reviews, which will put you higher up in the search results. And over time, you basically end up making a ton of money if you're doing it right. So let me get into my story really quick. If you guys don't know, let me show you how this is done. Let me explain my story and explain how it was done. So this was me. I had a corporate job. I was working 50 hours a week. I was only making around $60,000 to $80,000 a year, which is decent money. But when I actually applied the Passion Product Formula and I launched Performance Nut Butter, my first business, I was working 4 hours a week and making $100,000 a year. So I spent that time, since I was only working 4 hours a week, I had my freedom, more importantly. I was location independent. This is me in Italy. This is the Colosseum. I was in Italy for about a month and I was running my business, working 4 hours a week and making $100K a year. Compare that to when I had a boss and my boss would say, you have to be in work by 8, you have to sit at your desk until 6 p.m. Even if I didn't have any work to do, he's like, you gotta sit there and look busy. You guys, I want you to have your freedom. I want to teach you this method because when you have this method, you have freedom to spend your time how you want to spend your time. Now, I'll be honest with you, I was mentioning this earlier. Nowadays, I probably work about 15 hours a week and I make $1 million a year. And again, I do not say that to brag. The biggest reason I tell you this is you guys may know the story about the 4-minute mile. They're long ago, I think in the early 1900s, they thought it was impossible for a human to run 1 mile in under 4 minutes. Then I think it was Roger Bannister, hopefully that's the right name. He ran a mile in under 4 minutes and everyone thought it was impossible. The next year, I think it was like 9 people broke the record. And so what does this mean? As humans, when we see that something is possible from someone else, we see that someone's broken the 4-minute mile, it makes it easier for us to do. So let me do this right now. I'm gonna break the 4-minute mile for you. Most people don't believe it's possible to work 15 hours a week. I work 3 to 4 hours a day, 3 to 4 days a week. And honestly, some weeks I only work 4 hours still, and I make $1 million a year. I'm here to tell you it's possible. And trust me, I didn't believe this was possible at one point. I thought that you had to work, 40 hours, 50 hours a week. If you wanted to be a millionaire, I thought you had to work 80 hours a week. It's not true if you have the right formula, if you have the right system. And so let me tell you guys about my story. I had a corporate job, as I mentioned. This is the real picture from the day I quit. And you can see, I felt like so happy. And I was actually really depressed in my corporate job. And so when I quit, it was like this moment of freedom because my entire life I was on a path. Everyone told me, hey, get good grades and you'll get a good job. And if you get a good job, you're set. Your life is good. But I was miserable. And I was miserable because I was in prison. I was in a cage. And I bet you probably feel the same way. I bet you feel like you're in a prison right now. And I'm here to tell you that you can break free. And I did. This is the day that I quit. Now, the truth is, I started my first online business with my mom. It was a dance clothing business. And I spent years struggling. I tried every way to make money online that I could possibly think of, and I was struggling. I was failing. I remember about 3 to 4 years into it, my dad looked at me and he was like, hey, I bet you wish you didn't quit your job. And it hurt. It hurt a lot. And the reason it hurt was because I was failing. And so I'm not here to tell you that, quitting your job and starting an online business is going to be easy. What I'm here to tell you is if you have the right system, if you have the right formula, it can be. And that's when I found Amazon. About 4 to 5 years into my journey of after quitting my job, I found Amazon and I realized that you can sell products on Amazon. So I created my first passion product. So before I was selling dance clothing, and then I decided to sell something I was actually passionate about, which was a health product, this performance nut butter. And as I mentioned, I didn't have a lot of money. So I did a Kickstarter, raised around $15,000 in sales. And then I launched this product on Amazon and the day one sales were pretty good. But what happened was sales just kept increasing. And by my second month selling this product on Amazon, I was doing $30,000 in sales, and that's revenue. It's not profit. In my first year though, revenue, we did $360,000 in sales, $120,000 in profit. So I went from struggling entrepreneur, and I bet you, a lot of you watching this right now, you've probably tried other ways of making money online, and they probably haven't worked for you. And I hate to say this, but you're probably doing it wrong. When I started selling a passion product on Amazon, my life changed. $360,000, $120,000 in profit, and I loved my life again. I went from hating my life, being depressed in the corporate world, to loving my life, traveling, having freedom, making 6 figures passive income, literally working 4 hours a week. And a lot of people, they say, oh, Amazon isn't passive. And I'm gonna be honest with you, at first you have to put in the work. You are gonna have to do some work up front. But once you start running your business, the only work you really need to do is to occasionally send emails to your manufacturer and say, hey, we need to order more inventory. Like when you see your inventory levels running low, you're gonna have to send that email out to a manufacturer. Not that much work, and you can do that from anywhere in the world. So my total sales with that company was over $1 million, over $400,000 in profit. And then I sold it. I sold Performance Nut Butter for a deal that in my opinion was worth over $1 million. And we repeated this process recently. I launched this just a few months ago. Carnivore Electrolytes, it's now doing close to $30,000 in revenue, but actually my profit margins on this are better. It's around $13,000 in profit. We did the product research with Carnivore Electrolytes. We did the branding, and you guys can use FBAcreatives.com. We'll put the link down below. That's the company it's actually my company. They do branding and product listing. So I highly recommend if you need help with branding, you can use them. Obviously, as I mentioned, we talk about in the Amazon FBA training I'll be talking about later, how to do branding. So yeah, here's the numbers. I think this is one of the latest numbers. In the last 30 days, this is over $28,000 in sales. Yeah, and this is for the last few months. You can see like the sales numbers just kept going up and up. We're in the middle of this month right here, so that number will be higher soon. But I'm not the only one that's done this. This is Brent. Brent made over $1 million last year selling his product, SearPro. Even though he's done over $1.8 million total. And
he did this while working a full-time job. He was scared. He didn't want to quit his full-time job. So he worked his full-time job. He also has 2 children. So he had a family of 4 that he was taking care of. So he was able to do this. So even if you don't have a lot of time, that's not really a good excuse. If Brent can work a full-time job and raise 2 beautiful kids and start an Amazon business on the side, I believe you can do it too. And the reason I say that I know you can do this too is because if you follow the formula, it doesn't take that much time. Now, to be clear, if you go on YouTube and you just try to learn all this on your own, it's gonna be hard. You're gonna waste hundreds of hours watching different videos. Basically, if you don't follow the step-by-step formula, it's gonna take a lot longer. Andrew, in his first year, over $140,000 in sales, $45,000 in profit, and that's only on Amazon. He also is able to sell his product on his own website, in wholesale, and at trade shows. And that's one of the big benefits of this method for selling products on Amazon is when you sell a passion product, you can sell it on your own website. You can sell it in wholesale stores. We have a number of different sellers that have gotten their products into Walmart, into Whole Foods, like into all these different grocery stores. Mina, in his first year, did $250,000 in sales, $48,000 in profit. He started this business with under $1,500. Now, his business has blown up. He's doing $140,000 in sales, $31,000 in profit. And there's a ton of other success stories. One of the success stories that I mentioned earlier is AJ's story. And let me walk you through how he did it so you can get this idea. And that's something that I've learned is if you're learning something new, it's good to see lots of examples. So AJ, he joined my Amazon FBA program. He was a bartender, lost his job, as I mentioned. And I found this product idea by using Helium-10, and we'll put a link down below with a discount code for Helium-10. I found this product using Helium-10 and I partnered with him. And again, that's something that I do for students that join my training program. Not every student, but I do it with a decent amount that are a good fit. So we did branding. And again, you can use FBA creatives. We figured out how to brand the product to make it a premium product. And his product is a set of 100 cocktail recipe flashcards. And then as I mentioned, he went on Indiegogo, raised $100,000. We found AJ's manufacturer using Alibaba, the same process that I showed you guys earlier. All you have to do is type in what you're looking for, flashcards, contact the supplier, tell them what you're looking to do. And in AJ's first month ever selling on Amazon, he did $54,000 in sales, $20,000 in profit in 1 month. There's people that make that much money in a year. So he was able to do that in 1 month. And in his first year, he did $500,000 in sales, $178,000 in profit. Again, that's power. I mean, he used to be a bartender working crazy hours, making less money. And now he has the freedom to be able to spend his time doing what he wants to do. Again, I've used this exact method to do over $7 million in sales. My students use this method to do well over $10 million in total sales. So this is a system, a method that works. So now I want to talk about how can you guarantee your success on Amazon FBA? And I want you to listen carefully if you're looking to make passive income, if you want to travel the world, if you're looking to quit your job and escape the corporate world, if you're looking to make 6 to 7 figures, this next section is for you because I want to show you how to guarantee success. First, we need to talk about why 99% of Amazon sellers fail. Now, I'm not saying that 99% of people that try Amazon fail. What I'm saying is of the people that fail with Amazon, 99% of them fail for one of these 3 reasons. 1, they're launching boring generic products. Guys, we've been talking about how to do product research. This is something I go much more in depth about in the training program. You really need to sell a premium product. You need to sell a product that has high search volume. All this stuff is algorithmic. All this stuff is very simple to do. A lot of people also fail because they're selling products with lots of competition. So then, a lot of people find an interesting product, but there's too much competition. And I think the biggest reason why people fail on Amazon is they don't follow a formula. Imagine if you were trying to build a car from scratch and you didn't follow any kind of a manual. Most people would fail at that. And I'm here to tell you that building an online business it can be as complicated or as easy as building a car. Now imagine if you were building a car and you had a mentor over your shoulder telling you with a manual, showing you exactly how to build the car. It's gonna be relatively easy. And what happens once you've built that car, you have a machine that will, with very little effort, get you where you want to go. Same thing is true with an Amazon FBA business. If you have a mentor in a formula standing over your shoulder, helping you, showing you step how to do it, you're going to build a machine that will get you where you want to go. In this case, financially. You're literally building a machine, a complex machine that prints out money. But it's just like putting together a car can be complicated, putting together a business can be complicated unless you have the formula, unless you have the mentor. So let's talk about how to guarantee success. And there are 5 different points that I want to go over on how to guarantee success. And before I get into that, I want to stop here for a second and ask you, what is your goal? Seriously, take a breath and think about, what is it that you want? Now, I'm going to tell you right now that people who write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. And I'll even say this even deeper note. The only way to achieve your goal is to know what you're shooting for. Imagine trying to hit a target with a bow and arrow and you don't know where the target is. First, you need to lock on to what the target is. So I want you to take a second to think about, what is your goal? Is it to make $100,000 a year in passive income? Is it to be able to travel the world? Do you want $1 million? Do you want $200,000? What is it for you? Now, I'm gonna tell you my goal for you. My goal when I've put together this training program for you, and anyone that follows my training program, the goal that I have for them is to be able to make $100,000 per year minimum plus in passive income. And when I quit my corporate job, my goal was to make $100,000 per year. That was like success to me. Again, I'm now making over $1 million a year. So when I say $100,000, that's a minimum. I believe you can absolutely make more using this formula. Second thing is, I want you to have time freedom, the freedom to be able to spend your time however you want. That means wake up when you want, go to sleep when you want, take a break in the middle of the day. Like I do yoga. I'm gonna go play basketball later today with a friend at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And you know what's beautiful about that? No one else is doing that. And anyone that is doing that, I know that they're like another entrepreneur. And so I want you to be able to have time freedom, also location freedom. You should be able to live wherever you want. So many people are stuck living somewhere that they don't like because either they can't afford to move or because that's the only place they can get a job. I've lived in South America, in Europe, I've lived in Thailand, I've lived all over the place. And I'm also gonna tell you that when you have location freedom, you can live somewhere like Thailand and you can live like a king on very little money. You can save up more money. And my goal is for you to be able to do all of this in 6 months or less. So since, as I mentioned, people that write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them, I want you to put down below in the comments exactly what your goal is. As I'm talking throughout this presentation, write down what your goal is. The exact amount of money you want, why you want it. Is it freedom? What you're gonna do with that extra time and that extra money? Are you gonna pay off debts? Are you gonna spend more time with family? Are you just gonna enjoy your life and travel more? Whatever your goal is, write it down in the comments down below. And I wanna explain to you guys how to guarantee success. And these 5 principles I'm gonna go over are true for pretty much anything you're doing, and especially true for starting an Amazon business. So 1, as I've talked about over and over again, you have to follow a plan. I see so many people, they quit their job cold turkey. And you know, to be honest, this was me. I quit my job cold turkey and I didn't have a plan. And because of that, I struggled for 4 years trying to start an online business. I was arrogant and cheap, and I thought I could learn everything on my own. I was like, I don't need a mentor. I don't need anyone else's help. I'm gonna figure this all out on my own. And you know what? I eventually did 5 years later. Actually, the only reason I did 5 years later is I finally got a mentor who showed me how to do it. So the first thing is you need a plan. Now, it doesn't need to be my plan. You can go find a different plan, but I'm telling you right now that I've spent 8 years refining this plan. I've had, I think, over 2,000 students now. I think it's over 2,500 students now. Go through this plan, and we've tweaked it and refined it and made it better and better and better. Second is you need to find a mentor. Again, it doesn't need to be me. There are a lot of people. When you want to achieve something in life, my number 1 tip is find someone that's already done it and have them show you. So let's say you're putting together a car from scratch. You might want to go find someone that's already put together 50 cars from scratch, hire them, have them over your shoulder and show you how to do it. And I guarantee you'll put that car together better and faster than you would by yourself. And that's another thing I'll tell you guys right now. I've seen a lot of people try to start Amazon businesses without hiring a mentor, without following a plan. And they do that. They try to do it on their own because they want to save money. They're like, I don't want to join a program. And so what ends up happening is they create their business and they end up making thousands of dollars in mistakes. I go to them and I look at them, I'm like, why didn't you just do a call with me? I could have saved you this $3,000 mistake. I've made that mistake. I've had students make that mistake. I've learned from my mistakes. You don't have to do that. And again, imagine you're building a car from scratch. You probably would break some things along the way if you didn't have a mentor helping you. And obviously a business is a lot more expensive than a car, or at least mistakes can be more expensive. So number 3 is find a group of peers, find a group of other people. And this is something that when you join my Amazon FBA training program, we have a group of other students that join at the same time as you, and also a group of other students that join before you who made a ton of money, a ton of successful people. And you get to be in a Facebook group or a mastermind with all of them. And anytime you're trying to achieve some kind of a goal, as humans, it's very beneficial to have peers, very beneficial to have other people that are at the same level as you, so that when you have a question, you can get your question answered. And obviously it's good to have a mentor so that when you have a question, you can have the mentor answer it, but it's also good when you have peers because you're gonna get different perspectives and different points of view. Step 4 is to commit. Most people, I'm gonna tell you this right now, most people are wantrepreneurs. They want to be an entrepreneur, but they never actually end up becoming it. And there was a study done on what differentiates wantrepreneurs from actual entrepreneurs, the people that actually end up doing it. And every single real entrepreneur had a moment. They were able to find this out. They all had a moment. Every real entrepreneur had a moment where they committed and there was a point of no return. So what did that look like? Well, I'll tell you, for me, with Performance Nut Butter, I spent around $3,500 on my a little small production run, like a little test run, just to try it out. And at that point, I was committed because I put money down. And in order for me not to lose that $3,500, the only way I wasn't gonna lose that money was to actually launch my business. Recently, here's another example. I wanted to learn how to surf. I live in Santa Monica, California, right next to Venice, California. It's a big surfing town. And I've never surfed, and I was a little bit embarrassed about that. I never knew how to surf. And so I committed last year that I was gonna learn how to surf. And I tried and I tried and I kept not going. I kept making excuses and not going. Finally, I found a mentor. I found a teacher and I paid him $1,000. I said, here's $1,000. I'm going to prepay you for 10 lessons. Now you can keep that money whether I show up or not, but because of that, because I committed, I showed up to every single lesson and I learned to surf. And that's what I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna teach you how to surf, but you're gonna have to commit. Now, the best way, in my opinion, to commit is to put money on the line. And you can do that by joining a training program or paying for your first production run. That's up to you, but you need to actually put your money where your mouth is and make some kind of a commitment. And step 5, and the only way you're ever gonna have success in life, is to take action. So what I'm telling you here is you need a formula, and I want to know if you would like for me to share with you my step-by-step formula. I'm going to assume the answer is yes, and this is what I believe you deserve. I firmly believe you deserve more time and money, time and location freedom, a business that makes you money while you sleep so that you can enjoy life, and also a business that you love. That's something that I teach with the Passion Product Formula, is for you to create a product that you're passionate about so that when you are working on your business, you love it. That was me with Performance Nut Butter. Again, when I had the dance clothing company, I hated working on it, and then I didn't make a lot of money. When I had the nut butter company, I loved working on it. Now, I didn't work on it that many hours, but when I did work on it, I loved it. So you need a formula without a doubt in order to have success on Amazon. And here is my step-by-step training. I got an offer for you right now. I will pay you $1,000 to join my Amazon FBA training program. Now, let me explain. I have a double your money back guarantee. And what that means is if you join my program and you don't make at least $1,000 in your first year, I'm so confident you're gonna make $1,000 in your first year that if you don't, for any reason, I will refund 100% of your money, and on top of that, give you $1,000 out of my own pocket. So when you join this training program, you follow the steps, you're guaranteed to make money. No one else does this. And the reason no one else does this is because they don't have as in-depth of a system as I do. Well, I've been doing e-commerce for 11 years, selling on Amazon for 8 years. I've been teaching this for, I think, 5 or 6 years now. And so I've really refined this program so much so that I can make this guarantee that I will pay you $1,000 out of my own pocket if this doesn't work for you. So there's 3 reasons why I can guarantee success for you. 1, it's worked for me. I've launched multiple 6-figure businesses. Obviously, this is from Carnivore Electrolytes. I know that this works. It's worked for me. It's worked for a ton of students. Like, I'm not special. I'm telling you this right now. Like, look, I'd love to say that I'm a genius and all this stuff, but I'm not. My first year after I quit my corporate job, I made $5,000 in a year. That wasn't even enough money to pay the bills. So I'm not special. This same method that I'm gonna show you, and the reason I can guarantee it's gonna work for you, has worked for hundreds of other people. And 3, the third reason I know that this is gonna work for you is it's so freaking in-depth. This training program has everything you need. We hold your hand. We do everything to make sure you have success. So let me share with you guys what's in the training program so you can decide if you want to join. And like I said, there's only 10 spots available left for this. So if you are interested in joining, you will have to act fast-ish. I'll explain that later. But let's talk about what's in this program. So first off, over 117 step-by-step screen recorded lessons. We show you exactly how to find and sell a real product on Amazon. This alone will save you over 150 hours. Yeah, could you maybe find a lot of this stuff on YouTube? Possibly, but you're gonna spend over 150 hours sifting through a bunch of garbage to find this. The thing is, even if you could find this on YouTube, you won't know what's garbage and what actually works. When you join this training program, you know that this is the gold. We tossed out all the garbage. We burnt all the crap away. All that's left is the gold. So the next thing is you get lifetime weekly Q&A call access. So every single week, there is a Q&A call with either myself or one of my Amazon FBA coaches. Now, if you wanted this is over $10,000 right here, actually. Like you could spend $10,000 plus to have weekly Q&A calls. You don't have to. I put this as a $997 value, but I think it's a $10,000 value. Whatever, doesn't matter. You get weekly Q&A call access. That's pretty freaking huge. And that's something that we're probably gonna take away, the lifetime. We're probably gonna lower that down to a year in the future. But obviously if you join now, we are gonna include the lifetime weekly Q&A call access. Next up is lifetime private Facebook mastermind membership. We may even transfer this over to a more premium platform in the future, but right now it's as a Facebook group. I mean, the amount of value you're gonna get from that. Sure, we could charge $1,000 for that, but I'm telling you right now, if you properly utilize it, you can save 100+ hours because you can ask questions to all the other people in the mastermind group and save over $5,000 in mistakes because other people have already made mistakes that you're going to make if you're not careful. So what I recommend for you to do is avoid making those mistakes by asking questions. Next up is I have step-by-step checklists to start your Amazon business. And you could spend over 40 hours making your own checklists. I spent well over 40 hours making my, hundreds of hours really, if you think about it. But we have a checklist for product research, a checklist for finding a manufacturer, a checklist for starting your business, a checklist for your listing. We make everything simple. Step by step. Anytime you have a question in the training program of what I should do next, it's whatever's next on that little checklist box. You also get 2 free one-on-one coaching sessions with either myself or one of my coaches. This is a $1,000 value. You could pay $1,000 for this, but you don't need to if you join the training program. It's included with it. And then on top of that, I have a bunch of other bonus courses on Google Ads, YouTube, Facebook. All this, I would say at least a value of $5,000. And right now, you have 2 different options. Option 1 is you can go solo. That's what a lot of people are gonna do. A lot of people end up doing the solo route. They try to do this on their own. This is what I did and why I struggled for freaking 5 years before I found the passion product formula. And you'll end up wasting money in the long run. You'll save money in the short run, but you'll waste money in the long run. Or you can go the passion product formula route, get high quality, personalized feedback. You can shortcut your results. You can make less mistakes, pretty easy. And my goal is in 3 to 6 months for you to have launched a profitable Amazon business. In 3 to 6 months from now, I also want it to be so you've met some of the top Amazon sellers in the world. When you join this program, you get to meet 7-figure Amazon sellers, myself and a bunch of my students. I want 3 to 6 months from now for you to have created your first product on Amazon that you're passionate about. And I want you to be making extra passive income. Like that's my goal for you 6 months from now. So here it is, the final price, $5,000. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, we're gonna give you guys a deal. This is, again, we could charge $5,000 for this. I've seen other people sell programs that are less valuable than this, less stuff for $6,800. Literally, do your research. Like go around, look at other Amazon programs. They have less value and they're charging more money. For this entire package, we're charging $997. Again, we're probably eventually gonna increase this. I think when I talk to mentors and business people, they're like, you're undervaluing this. You should be charging way more. Everyone I've talked to says I should charge at least $2,000 for this. For now, we're not. And the reason I'm only gonna be charging $997 for you if you join it now is because I know what it's like to struggle. I was cheap. When I first quit my corporate job, I was cheap. I struggled. I don't want you to struggle. I could make more money if I charge more money for this. That's not my goal. My goal is for you to have success. My goal is for you to be one of my successful students. Right now, I'm looking at a wall with photos, a bunch of my students that have had success. My goal is for you to be on there. And I don't want you to have any excuses on why you can't join. That's why we're having it at such a low price. And so you have 2 options. You can go solo, struggle, probably end up failing. And people that do that, they have slower results. You're gonna be less excited. You're gonna be lonely. When I first quit my corporate job and I tried to go solo, I was lonely because I didn't have anyone else on the journey with me. Or you can take the passion product approach. You can work with coaches. You can work with other people that have the same goal as you. You can get the step-by-step formula. What happens? You're gonna get better results. You're gonna get faster results. You're gonna have more excitement, more fun. You're gonna wake up excited because you have a path to success. You're also gonna have less frustration and stress. So there is only 10 spots available. We'll put a link down below if you wanna join this. And there is a 14-day unconditional money back. So as I mentioned, there's only 10 spots left. If you wanna secure your spot, click the link down below, join, and you can always change your mind later. But if you wait and those 10 spots fill up, then you're not gonna be able to get a spot and you're not gonna have the option. So my recommendation is just to join. That gives you 14 days to join the program, to try it out, to test it out. And all you have to do is send me an email saying, hey, this program isn't for me if you don't love it. If you don't absolutely love it, I will give you 100% of your money back. There's also the double your money back guarantee, which means that if you follow the program, launch a product and don't make at least $1,000 in your first year, I will personally give you $1,000. So there's no risk to joining this. Worst case scenario, think about the two options that you have. Worst case scenario, if you join a year from now, you'll have made $1,000, you'll have learned a bunch of things, you'll have more knowledge, more skills, you'll have a business. Or if you don't join, you'll not have any of that stuff. So I think, to me, I'm trying to make this as much of a no-brainer as possible. Again, you have 14 days money back unconditional guarantee plus the double your money back guarantee. And so there's no risk to you when you join this program. You get all of this stuff for freaking $9.97. And when you think about it, it took me 8 years to learn all this. To charge $9.97 is a absolute steal, especially because of all the support. You know, I'm paying coaches to work with you. I'm paying all this stuff. I want to see you succeed. That's why I'm making this such a great deal. But time is a factor. And I want to let you guys know that we are closing registration for this at midnight tomorrow night. So there is a limited amount of time left, but now I want to go over some questions. And I know that there was some questions that were ahead of time sent to me. And first I'm going to go over questions about the program. So let me look them up. I have them right here. And then afterwards, Connor's gonna go over some other questions as well. First question that people ask is, what is the success rate? And the success rate for this program, in my opinion, is 100%. Let me explain what I mean by that. 100% of the people that follow the formula step by step end up having success. Now, not everyone follows it 100%, but one of the things that I would like you to consider is, what's the success rate of diet and exercise? What percentage of people that do diet and exercise end up losing weight? The answer is 100%, but I mean, minus some edge cases, it's pretty much 100%. The truth is not everyone does that. So what I'm telling you right now is, if you join this program, you follow all the steps, I 100% guarantee that you will have success. That's why I have the double your money back guarantee. Now, I've had hundreds of students go through launch products and have success. So I think sometimes that's the wrong question to ask. A lot of people want to know, what percentage of people that join are successful? And as much as I care about that, what I care more about is what percentage of people that join and actually do the work have success. And that's why it's been close to 100%. I don't think, there may have been one person, but I don't think there's been a single person who I've had to give that double your money back guarantee to. Everyone that joins and does the work, they end up having success, and they end up thanking me. They end up not having to ask me for that double your money back guarantee. Next question I get is, how long will this take? And there's two different answers to that. The first one is, generally from the moment you start until you launch your product on Amazon is gonna be around 3 to 6 months. Now, that doesn't mean that you're working full time for 3 to 6 months. In fact, with Carnivore Electrolytes, the product I used as an example earlier, we did it in 7 working days. So we would work on it for a day and then take a week off, work on it for another day, take a week off. And sometimes we had to wait a couple months, or like, let's say 2 months, for our manufacturer to actually do the production run. But it only is gonna take you around, I mean, in a perfect world, maybe 24 hours of actual working time. Now, if this is your first time doing it, maybe it takes a little bit longer, but by following the Passion Products formula, by following our system, you're gonna save hundreds of hours. Like if you were to try to do this on your own, yeah, it's gonna take you 200-300 hours. But by following our system, you'll be able to do it a lot quicker. Next thing is, I had someone ask, when does the Q&A session meet? So we change it all the time to make sure that it accommodates different people's schedules, and we record the calls, and you're able to submit your questions ahead of time. So even if you can't make it to the call, it doesn't matter. We're gonna answer your question. We're gonna record it. You can see everyone else's. And so right now, I think it's on Tuesdays. I'm not sure the exact time. We like to move it around every couple months so that everyone gets an opportunity to be able to come live, but it doesn't matter if you're there live or not, because you're able to ask the questions in a Google form ahead of time. Next up is, when I have a question, how quickly can I get a response? So you join this Amazon FBA training program and you're gonna have questions. How quickly are you gonna be able to get an answer? Usually, there's a couple different answers to this. One, We have an in-depth FAQ section. We have, I think, over 200 to 300 frequently asked questions. Plus, we have all the previous, we've got, I think, maybe 300 hours worth of Q&A calls from the past, because we've been doing this. Maybe it's 200 hours of Q&A calls from the past. And we have all that information in our database. So anytime you have a question, chances are someone else has already had it. Now, if you still have a question and can't get an answer, you can post it to the Facebook mastermind group, and usually you'll get an answer right away from other students or one of my coaches. And if you still, for some reason, can't get your question answered, you can do the Q&A call, or technically this isn't part of the offer, but you can also send us an email, and oftentimes we end up just giving you the answer there. But we ask that you go through the other processes first, like the Facebook group. You can get answers to your questions right away. The next question I have is, people always ask, can they get some kind of a payment plan? And we'll put a link down below. There is an option for a payment plan. We have it split up, I think, into 3 payments. That's one of the options. So yes, and if for any reason you don't see it down below, you can always email me and we can send you a separate link for that. It is a better deal if you just buy it all at once, but you have that option as well. Who are the coaches? So a lot of people want to know, who are the coaches? So I have a team of people that help me to launch Amazon businesses. And right now I have 2 people, Cam and Connor, who are not only do they help me launch Amazon businesses, but they also do coaching on the side. And truth is, and I probably shouldn't admit this, but they probably know more about Amazon than I do now, because they're actually in the trenches. Like, I tend to know more about the big picture, principles of internet marketing and things like that. But if you actually have a question of, hey, I'm getting this error code, I don't know the answer anymore. They do, because I'm at a point in my business where I don't really deal with the boring stuff. I hire people to do that. And that's my goal for you, is one day for you to be able to hire people to do the stuff that you don't want to do. So Cam, Connor right now are 2 of my coaches. They've helped me to launch Carnivore Electrolytes. They've helped me to launch a number of Amazon businesses. They've worked with students before. They're freaking good. They've launched their own Amazon businesses as well. They're good. They're really good. Next question I get is, a lot of you guys have probably signed up for Helium 10, and Helium 10 does have a course. The Helium 10, I think they call it Freedom Ticket. And so a lot of people want to know, what's the difference between Freedom Ticket, Helium 10's free Amazon course, and this Amazon Complete Training Program? It's very different. One, Helium 10's training program, not well organized. It's not step-by-step, and it's not really, in my opinion, a method that's as good. They teach more generic private label, where I teach how to create a passion product, how to create a unique brand. And even though they provide the tools, I think I found a better way on how to use their tools, to be honest with you. In addition to that, when you join our program, when you join the Passion Product Formula, when you click the link down below and join, you get weekly Q&A calls, you get access to the Facebook Mastermind. I mean, this is my main focus nowadays. I mean, I am still launching Amazon businesses, but I'm focused on how to make this program as good as possible. Helium 10 kind of throws in Freedom Ticket as an extra bonus. That's not their main focus. Their main focus is their tools. My main focus is the training. I firmly believe that good training is what's going to make you great. And so that's the difference between Freedom Ticket and this program. So I think Helium 10 is a great tool. You should use it. But also, if you really want mentorship, again, I would recommend, it's almost like, again, using that building a car analogy, think of Freedom Ticket as like a video series kind of showing you how to do it, and think of this as a mentor standing over your shoulder with step-by-step guidance. So very big difference here. What's the difference between the program and the Accelerator program? So something that we do have, and here's an option for you guys, and you can always email us for more information about that, is we do have this program that I just talked about, the Passion Product Formula, but we also do have an Accelerator program that's an additional charge, and we don't let everybody, you have to apply for that because we only want top students, because anyone that joins the Accelerator program, it's next level support. We're really holding your hand. We have a coach that meets with you so this is one of the big differences. We have a coach that meets with you in a small select group every single week, and they really hold your hand and they really show you in much more depth everything, help validate your product. It's a more in-depth hand-holding. I'd say the main program, this training program, it's like mild hand-holding and like support, where that's like almost, we're gonna do it for you. So I don't want to oversell it, but like, it's almost like that. So with that being said, as I mentioned, there's only 10 spots available. Registration is closing tomorrow at midnight. We'll put a link down below. You can also pull out your phone and you can scan this QR code in order to sign up now. But time is a factor, guys. This isn't one of those false things. We really only are accepting 10 people in, and that's because we want to limit the amount of space. Or at least 10 more people. We've obviously already had a lot of people. We want to limit the amount of new people that join so that we can make sure myself and my coaches can dedicate as much time to you. So only 10 people are available left. And then on top of that, we are closing registration at midnight tomorrow night. And the reason is because I want to get started as soon as possible teaching you how to create your own passive income Amazon business. Like, I don't want to, you guys have waited for years now. You've waited a long time to have your freedom, maybe your whole life. I want you to get your freedom now. So pull out your phone, scan the QR code,